So on this problem here, I see e to the x, and the e to the 3x, let's bring the 2 out here. I want to take and rewrite that e to the 3x as e to the x cubed, power to a power, because then 3 times x would give the 3x. Divide by 1 minus e to the x dx. And then let's see here. If I break off one of those e to the x's, see if I have like e to the x is my u, then du would be e to the x also. So if I let u equal e to the x, then du will equal e to the x dx. And so let's break one of those off. So this will be integral. We will have an e to the x squared times e to the x dx. And then we're dividing by 1 minus e to the x. So this could be like a u squared du. And then this would be 1 minus u. So let's take a look at that. So this would equal integral u squared over 1 minus u and then du, where here's your du. And then this is a ratio of 2 polynomials. And then we could do long division on that. So that'd be one way to do it. Another way would be to let u be the denominator here, and then your du would be negative e to the x dx, which would be almost the same here. Then these you'd have to rewrite. You'd have, instead of u squared, you'd have something like 1 minus u squared. You have to multiply out on top. So that might actually be easier. I'm just going to go ahead and do the long division here. So this will actually be negative u plus 1 and divide into u squared plus 0u plus 1. Then long division, you look at the leading coefficients there. So u squared divide by minus u. Use a cancel here, you get minus u. So minus u there. And then multiply out in front, put it underneath, and subtract. So negative u times negative u, positive u squared, negative u times 1, negative u, and subtract. And to subtract here, we're going to change the signs and add. So these guys cancel. 0 plus 1u is just u. Bring down the plus 1. And now divide the leading coefficients again. So u divided by negative u is negative 1. So minus 1. Negative 1 times negative u is u. Negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 1. And we want to subtract. So we will change the signs and add. These guys cancel. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's going to be remainder 2. So we could write this as integral of minus u minus 1, and then we can do plus remainder over divisor, 1 minus u, or here, 1 minus u, du. So then antiderivative there is just negative u squared over 2. Antiderivative there is minus u. And then here we can factor the 2 out. We'll have 1 over 1 minus u. So plus 2 times antiderivative of 1 over 1 minus u. So if we have 1 over 1 minus u, antiderivative, let's see, it's almost g prime over g. We just do a double negative here. Now you've got g prime over g, which is going to be natural log of the denominator. So times negative ln absolute value 1 minus u. and plus constant. So this will be, now we want to plug in back our e to the x. So negative e to the x squared, or e to the 2x, over 2, minus e to the x is u, and then negative 2, so minus 2 natural log absolute 1 minus u is e to the x, and then plus c. And we got it. So that was u substitution plus long division, which is part of partial fractions. So you might be able to do it with just a u sub.